Okay, so here we are. It is Shabbos Kodesh, parshas teruma. Very exciting parsha, at least for me. Um, I don't know. I just really enjoy reading about Mizbeach and the Mishkan and the base of Hamikdosh. We're hoping for it. We hope to work in there. I'm a Levi. I was kind of upset, honestly, when I turned 50, because at 50, I think Levi can't sing, you can do watching, so I'm like, Beis Mikdash comes tomorrow, I'll be able to sing. And then after I turned 50, I'm like, okay, Beis Mikdash comes tomorrow, I can stay and watch, but I really can't do much more than that. But no, either way, we're still hoping for Beis Mikdash. And the famous question comes up all the time. I remember sitting at Shabbos table in Atlanta, and my friend Moshe and Diane Mannheim, and someone asked, why are we repeating this over and over again? Gosh, teruma, tetzava. Then you have a kind of a break, kisisa, a little bit of the Mishkan, and then it goes back by Achal B'Kudei when they actually do it. Why are we doing this over and over again? Goodness gracious, we're just overkill. And every year we do this. It's one of those things that maybe is not applicable. You know, it's a mitzvah in the Torah, only for a certain time period, building Beis Hamikdash. Most of the time the Jewish people around, we have not had it, Beis Hamikdash. So first of all, why is it a mitzvah in the Torah to build a Beis Hamikdash if A, we don't do it, we can't do it, if it was temporary, because it's not forever, unfortunately, and why are we doing this over and over again? Why have to spend literally 5 weeks of this every year? Something that's really obscure. You know, Eglah Arufa, we talk about a little bit. Okay, the Mishkan, the secrets, Moshe tells to Betzalel, they build it, and Shalom Al Yisrael. So it's one of those questions that always comes up, as, again, you can get excited, Teruma Tetzava. Once V'Haba Kudah comes in, no one wants to hear this. But it's interesting that we know that Torah is important, Torah is forever, and there's no mitzvah in the Torah that doesn't apply forever. Torah is nitzchias, Chesed, Tzedakah is forever, Bikucholim, Shema Yisrael, loving Torah, learning Torah, loving Hashem, loving your people. So the Mishkan and built Beis Mikdash is forever. So that's the first rule. So the Sir Shalom starts off this whole operation this week where it's not temporary, by the way. There's nitzchias in the Torah. Everything in the Torah is forever. And whether it's a lesson or a story or a mashal or hidden secrets, everything in the Torah is forever. And even the Pelagshim of Eliphaz, the story of the dots and the stripes of Yaakov back in Bereshis, why is that in the Torah? Eliezer, these are important things. Maybe don't understand it 100%, but every word's important, every letter's important. If you're missing a dalet somewhere or a gimel somewhere, the whole Torah is gunished. Not just the Sars Dibros or Shema or Hashem's name, any letter has a problem. Whole Torah is puzzle. So that's step one, by the way, is everything's important. You may not understand it 100%, but everything is really critical and important. That's A. The second lesson is that the inyan of Beis Hamikdash is forever. Now, what does that help us? What does that do for us? So the Shishon quotes this Medrash Tanchuma, which, again, never heard of it, which is not a chiddush. Most of them I haven't heard of. But Hashem says to Yisrael that even though the karbanos are going to be, the Beis Mikdash is going to be destroyed, learning about the karbanos is not going away. Okay, you should learn it, because if you learn it, I'll consider it like you're doing it. Okay, so what does that even mean? So we see, what does this lesson come in there? So the Medrash says, Hashem shows Yecheskel the Tzuras Habayis. We know that Yecheskel, in the Sefer Yecheskel, it talks about the dimensions of the third Beis Hamikdash, different than the first and second in the Mishkan. Okay. If you actually go to the museum in Yerushalayim, you see these, not the Dead Sea Scrolls, but you see actually old scrolls from thousands of years ago, which actually have this piece of Yecheskel that's literally you could see. Okay. So it talks about the measurements of the Beis Hamikdash, third one. Yecheskel says, why are you telling me this now? Yecheskel spends his whole life telling the people to do tshuva and foreseeing the Churban. And Yechezkel says, why are you telling me the people about the Beis Hamikdash now? This is really, really a bad time. Bad timing, Hashem. This is good for Ezra's time, when people are coming back. Don't tell me about the Beis Hamikdash now, as it's being destroyed. Tell me the Beis Hamikdash, the measurements, when we're coming back to Eretz Yisrael. This is a really bad time to do this. What's the purpose of this? So Hashem says, no, it's literally now. Achshav, it's really now. And as people go into Gullus, the Eretz Soneinu, you're going to the land of Gullus, you're going to land that people hate Bnei Yisrael, and you have to go, there's Gullus going on there, but you have to tell them, Lodi Yisrael, the lessons, the tsuras, the measurements. Why? Yishmu, as kol tzrosav, as chul kosav, chichol mehem lasos. They can actually do this. Yechezkel is saying, how could they do this? They can't build a base in English in Bavel. We can't. What's the purpose of this? And Hashem says no. Hashem says no. It's bedavka on your way to Gos. Davka on your way to Bavel, you should learn about the Beis Hamikdash. To tell you, Gedola Kriyaso B'Torah Kindiyano. The reading of it is as great, or bigger actually, than building the Beis Hamikdash. And as long as you are osek and learning about it, your schar is just like you're building it, which is why it doesn't say it's the building. It's actually the building. The binyan base batal is the binyan of the base batal. No, the binyan isn't batal, meaning that the binyan, the building, still goes on. The building, we're building, yeah. By learning about it, we're literally building the Beis Hamikdash. So the mitzvah of building a Beis Hamikdash in the present tense takes place if you are learning and reading about these parshas. You're literally building the Beis Hamikdash. And this isn't a crazy idea, because we know that we have 4 parshas that are coming up pretty soon. We have Shkalim, we have Para, Chodesh, and we have Zachar. I'm not in that order, fortunately. I messed up the order. But why are we doing this? If you read about Shkalim, it's like you're doing Matzah Shekel. If you're reading out Para, it's like you're trying to be matar yourself for the Chag, for the Karban. Parsha Chodesh, all this kolchos of being Kiddush Chodesh is literally in Parsha Chodesh. And Zachar, Zechiras Amalek, literally taking place. So this power, this ability to kind of really bring the Beis Hamikdash and to build it takes place no matter where you are. Whether you're in Beit Shemesh, whether is Beis Hamikdash standing or not, whether in fancy Flatbush or fancy Parktowns, doesn't matter. If you're osik in learning about the Beis Hamikdash, you're literally building Beis Hamikdash. And which leads us to another point of the Seder Shalom is, okay, so what's the point of this? What's the point of this? What's the end game? And the end game is a bias in this world. Bias in this world. That's literally what we're doing here. Whether Beis Hamikdash or no Beis Hamikdash, the point is the same. The point is that this world should be a place where Hashem wants to live. What? Hashem wants to live in Beit Shemesh? Well, some people don't want to live here. Hashem wants to live in Beit Shemesh or in Lakewood. Yeah, Hashem wants to live in this world. And it's something that's flattering. Each Jew should literally take that. It's not just the world is kadosh and it's big, trying to base your shul to be based in Mikdash. It's each person. Each person should be a place where Hashem resides. Neshama is in you, and that's from Hashem. And the ability and the understanding, the awareness that Hashem wants to literally be living with me, in me, part of me, is a flattering thing. What? The king wants to live with me? I'm just a dude. No, you're not a dude. You're a chosen people. You're a chosen person. Go kadosh. And the thought that Hashem wants to be with me and live literally side by side and be part of me is a flattering, maybe sobering idea. And that's something that Hashem wants. So by learning about the Beis Hamikdash, learning about the Karbanos, and it's makaper for sins. And Torah stands for, the Aron stands for Torah. The Shulchan is the Shefa. And Menorah is the Or. And the Ketores is creating this Nachas Ruach for Hashem. All these things is not just for 2,000 years ago, but it's actually today. And hopefully, we'll read about this tomorrow, and the next week, and a couple weeks later, we kind of take these lessons. That's not just something that was thousands of years ago, but literally these lessons are for today, and hopefully we create this world, a place where Hashem wants to bring the Shekhinah back 100%, and hopefully, even without the Beis Hamikdash, we actually create a makom in our neshama, in our place, for our Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom.